Welcome to this episode of the Smart Leaders Sell podcast. I'm Jessica Lorimer, sales coach and leadership expert, and I am really excited to dig down into today's episode. Okay, so today I am joined by one of my favorite people on the internet who I literally stalk. I do actually stalk your emails, and I'm kind of sorry, not sorry about that. The amazing Amanda Bond, Facebook ads extraordinaire. Welcome to Smart Leaders Sell.
Well, thank you so much. Now I have to go create some more prolific content just so that you can come stalk me even more.
I know. If you could just do that, hurry up, maybe before Christmas, that'd be awesome. I need some reading material for my holiday.
All right. Podcast episode over. I got to go make content.
Exactly. Sorry.
Wait, this is content.
But seriously though, I am so excited to have you on the podcast today because you are one of the first people who kind of stood out to me when I came into the online space. I'd been in here about a year before I think I saw you in the Screw the 9 to 5. You were talking with Jill and you were running some amazing ads for them. And I was like, oh my God, here's somebody else who says the word fuck. Yay! I was so excited about that, right? And, it was so funny for me because I hadn't seen that many people before who had actually had successful careers prior to being online and who had worked in their area of expertise. So then I came across you and I was like, oh, wow, someone who was interested in what she's actually teaching now and is running a business doing that. That's awesome. And you were doing all these amazing things for people. And so I was like, right, okay, let's hop on her email list. Let's look at what she's doing with ads. And you've done some phenomenal things in the last 3 years. So tell everybody, what is it that you actually spend the day-to-day doing?
Okay, well, it's drastically changed in the last 3 years. So as you said, first off, if you go way back, I'm a 2-time university dropout that was employed straight out of university in a sales role with PepsiCo. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even need a degree because now I'm just living the dream over here, right? So I had a foray into corporate sales and marketing quite early on in my career. And I spent almost a decade between multiple marketing companies. I've done everything from face-to-face selling to selling direct mail pieces that end up in your mailbox.
Oh my God.
Then starting my career as a social media manager, which then transitioned into ads. So that leads us to about 3 years ago when I officially launched our company, The Ad Strategist, where we help people stop guessing and finally start getting results with their Facebook ads. And the first few years of it, that was me in the trenches as a freelancer. And I say freelancer because technically I was a glorified agency owner, but there was really only just me for a while. But we started to scale the agency and I realized that my innate human design, my personality wasn't a fit for being an agency owner with the value that I could bring to the world. So I ended up shutting down the agency. We still have one incredible client that we work side by side in the trenches so that we always know what's up to date. But now I've shifted to sharing all the resources and sharing all the lessons and learnings that I have had running millions of dollars of ads for other people successfully. So now I'm a HubSpot Academy instructor. I am the Facebook ads news correspondent for Social Media Examiner. And essentially, I just drink red wine and say some things on the internet about Facebook ads. That's pretty much my gig now.
I'm like, at this point, everyone is bowing down to you on the internet, drinking red wine, writing stuff. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I'm with you. We should set up a club. I feel like we could do this on Thursday night.
Done. I'm down with that. Thursday night, margarita mix night. Where do we go? Got it. It's fine.
If you want to join us, make sure you email in, tag me and Amanda on social media. Tell us. We will be with our alcohol. So that's a huge journey. To go from working for PepsiCo, which I'm sure was great, but also having worked in sales. Yeah, okay, fine. After you've got over the amount of free Pepsi, you kind of can't really do that much more with it. To writing on the internet for Social Media Examiner, which is arguably the biggest, most well-informed social media company on the internet today. That's huge. In 3 years, that 3 year span of social media, Facebook ads, being in the trenches, getting out of the trenches, that takes a lot. Like it takes a lot of balls, like I call them steel ovaries, but it takes steel ovaries, but also that takes work, right? That's not like I kind of want to have a 6-figure business.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just click my fingers, right? There we go. Awesome. It's arrived. What is that like?
Such a good question. And I want to start by just sharing that 3 years, what is that quote that they say? You overestimate what you can accomplish in a year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5, right? So I want to remind people that I took a very different pathway than most people who want to be information course creator, like type of marketers, right? Yeah. I said, I'm not going to come out into the spotlight just yet. I am going to support other business owners with my zone of genius. I'm going to learn the ins and outs of online business behind the scenes as the person helping other people to strategize their moves. Mm-hmm. And it was that vantage point that once I decided to publicly go all in with my brand, I could rapidly accelerate our results because I had the insider view of what had happened in the past 2 years working with other people. So please know that it wasn't just like I decided to be in the public spotlight and then I was like, oh, how am I going to do it? And then I manifested the shit out of it, right? Like, granted, I do believe that I manifested the life that I have and I take full accountability for putting myself in this position. But it wasn't just rainbows and unicorns I wish I want. It was I was in the trenches being responsible for the success and failure of millions of dollars of other people's results with no glory, with no public acknowledgement, to then get to the point where, okay, I want to slowly stop running ads for other people as much. And I want to start sharing my lessons, sharing my learnings. What does that journey look like? And so for me, it included in my very first year, investing every single dollar of profit back into networking, masterminds, events, personal development, getting in front of people who I wanted to associate with because they are doing what I wanted to do within business, which looking back, like I invested 6 figures into the achievement of my goals. So now when people say, hey, you've just shot out of nowhere, I'm like, cute that you think that. However, strategically, I've been planning this move behind the scenes and making the financial investment to match where I wanted to go.
Yes. So I think this is really interesting because recently one of the things that I've been thinking about and getting really hacked off about is this best kept secret mentality, right? And you've just described it perfectly because sometimes when we start out, we all start from this place of, I'm going to really focus on helping other people. I'm going to get them great results, but I don't necessarily want to be in the limelight because I'm still practicing. I'm still working. And then what happens is you start to see the industry changing and people are getting burnt, like seriously burnt by people who love the limelight, but not necessarily qualified to get the results. And that for me is where it starts to shift and you get frustrated about, I'm the best kept secret. People are coming to me, but they're coming to me last. And how do we turn that around? People do tend to think, oh, it's an overnight thing. But like you're saying, there's 3 years of work in there. Practicing, getting decent results so that when you do turn around and say, here are my testimonials, here are my credentials, here's what I've done, that is why you are seen to be the overnight success because suddenly you're everywhere.
Yeah. But there's a lot of emotions in feeling that best kept secret feels, right? Like I've been through that. Have you been through that in terms of like
100%?
It hits you hard and you're like, what the hell? I am so much better at XYZ than this person who is publicly in the spotlight getting all these accolades. The real thing to remember, especially having worked behind the scenes of a lot of big influencers, is it's never really what it seems, right? Like people aren't telling you the messy side of their funnels. They're not telling you the real true conversion rates of what's actually happening and, the demise of something not working. And so all of this just gets swept under the rug of secrecy of like, shh, don't talk about how this webinar funnel doesn't really convert, but yet we spend $20,000 a month driving traffic to it to barely break even because we're going to hit them with our high ticket mastermind later. It's fine. It's fine. Don't tell anyone about that. Right. So you actually don't know what is going on this like behind the scenes of the people that are flash in the pan success stories in terms of their profitability, in terms of their long-term sustainability. So I'm a big believer in having extreme long-term patience when it comes to business. And the best example that I love looking at is look at Will Smith, okay?
Oh my God, don't. Will Smith, that's right? That he is doing at the moment with his wife, the red table thing.
Oh, so good.
Power couple.
So good. What, he just started Instagram this year and like shoots to millions of followers? Mm-hmm. That is only possible because Will Smith invested his time, energy, and money into building a career. Not building a flash in the pan 6-figure business for the sake of like building a 6-figure business, right? Or a 7-figure business. He is here to build a legacy and build an empire. And actually one of the posts that he posted on his Instagram account was him and Queen Latifah back in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air days. And then them now, which was two and a half maybe decades apart. And it just goes to show you, be in this for the long run because that is where the wins are going to happen. When you show up each and every day for the long run, you're not just here to like make quick cash and peace out. Like you are here to serve people at your highest level to create the legacy that you're put on this earth to do. So I'm so over like make 7 figures in 7 seconds type of nonsense.
The thing is, the marketing is just boring now. And people have genuinely come away. I've seen people who would previously have been really excited about making 6 figures who are now like, 6 figures? And I'm thinking, but you know, when I started my business, I was like, great, if I can make £1,500 a month, I can live. Yeah. That's it. I was like, I can live and I don't have to buy 1-ply toilet roll. And that was like goals, right? Yeah. Quit my job. I don't have to buy 1-ply toilet roll. I'm paying my mortgage. Like off I go.
Good.
And money wasn't the driver. It was the impact. Like, what can I do? Am I charging for the value that I add to others? And I think somewhere along the way, we've forgotten about this in all of the, you know, Lamborghini, throwing money around off of our palms, sitting on thrones made of cash. We kind of forgot that actually, you know, we're only in it for the value that we can provide to others. And that's a longer term game.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's really,
it takes work.
Yeah, it does. You can't put your reps in with one client.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday and they were part of a network marketing company, which I got my start in network marketing. I learned so much going through the process of it. So I don't have any negative things to say about that model. And we were talking about creating a system to have duplication in terms of what do we know in online marketing and how can that be applied to network marketing, right? And it was just a humbling reminder of my own journey with the ad strategist. For 3 years, I took on clients making $90,000 a year and growing them to $500,000 in revenue. Clients making, $500,000 to making them like earn 7 figures through our Facebook ads and our funnels. And now at a position where clients are already making multi-7 figures and we're moving towards the 8-figure mark. So I had to remind myself that every single thing that I know is only a result of going through each and every one of those steps on the ladder. The only reason that I can talk about scaling Facebook ads is because I am about to cross an 8-figure mark with a personal brand, right? And if you can do that for somebody else, if you can then coach people through it and hold their hand through the process, then you know what people need or what people are going through to then communicate it to them in a more one-to-many format like courses, right? So it takes time to have that type of insight into your industry. So in this conversation, it was like sharing, hey, if you're going to do that, You need to be in it for the long haul because my own digital course, we're not even at its perfect version. And we've been doing it for a year and a half, like helping people through this process because again, I've run all these ads. So if I was doing it, I know how to achieve said outcome, but helping to support other people through it, a completely different skill set that you need to give yourself time and patience to go through to be able to scale up in a really what's the word I'm looking for? In a really like true to your values type of way, instead of just Ferraris and jets type of way.
Although if you've got a Ferrari and a jet and you want to lend it to somebody, like we can make an ad with that. I'm fine with that.
Make an ad. It's so funny that you said that. We were curating ads of people using jets in their copy. And we're about to launch it in terms of, it's on one of our blog posts being like, I guess this is what you need to be successful with Facebook ads, according to these bro marketers.
I cannot wait to see that. I'm straight on the download. So I think another thing there is about sales process, right? Because you mentioned that like you can't, in all of your experience, to get to this point where you're taking a personal brand to beyond the 8-figure mark with Facebook ads, which are notoriously tricky, change all the time. Everyone, hates Zuckerberg and then loves him again. And we have all this kind of thing with him. Sales process for you must have changed a lot, because I remember when I was starting out and I was like, I'm really good at what I do. But it was like, sometimes I'd be like, shit, I'll just pay them. I'll pay you to buy from me and learn some things so that you can give me a testimonial. Because sometimes when you're in this internet marketing world, it's like pulling teeth, right? You're always feeling like you're chasing the client. Because they've been burnt before, because other things have happened. And especially in the world of Facebook ads, where literally everyone I know ever has been burnt by a Facebook ad. Even if you've not taken one out, you have a horror story, right? It's that kind of thing. So how has your sales process changed over the last 3 years?
Oh, this is so good. And this is actually one of the reasons that we've been putting out some more content, sharing the behind the scenes of what's going on. So one thing that I'm privy to behind the scenes of all these marketers is what's happening. And the landscape has shifted drastically in the last few years, right? But one thing a lot of us aren't realizing is that internet marketing was created from what I've coined bro marketers, right? Yeah. There's this type of marketer that when internet marketing was first created, it was flashing this and buy that and scarcity this, right? All they needed to do was get eyeballs on people to then shove them through a funnel-esque mechanism. And money would pop out the bottom, right? Like we're one funnel away from that 7 figures.
Oh, yes.
But what is happening is like all of our internet marketing strategies are now, they're these bro marketing strategies. And bro doesn't mean male, by the way. Us women are also guilty of these like false scarcity, deadline timers for the sake of deadline timers to coerce people into making a purchase, along with the landscape of Facebook ads themselves changing, right? The cost to advertise has went up 3 times what it used to be back in 2016, right? In 2 years, the price has tripled.
Yeah.
So the audience, our consumers, are becoming wise to all of this bro marketing noise, all of this hype and no follow through on the other side. They have been burnt. And then they're being burnt also on purchasing Facebook ads too quickly or too hastily because people are saying Facebook ads are like this magic bullet, right? And so what we found in the last little while is it is time to slow it down when it comes to creating your funnels, okay? If you create a sales funnel, if you create a pathway for people to go down a customer journey, and it is NLP ridden, aggressive clickbait copy throughout the entire thing, because that's what's been taught and modeled to this point from the OGs of the internet marketing world, cool, it might convert like 1 to 3%, but it's not necessarily what your audience needs when your audience needs it. So we've done it differently. We've slowed it down and we've actually started scaling the unscalable, meaning we are talking to, well, we did talk for the first like 250 people that we put through our funnel. We talked to those people individually in a messenger conversation to then ask them so many questions about themselves. Because like, I know everything that I need to know about my program, right? I created it, but I don't know if it's exactly what my audience needed to get over the challenges that they have in their own lives and business. So instead of guessing and whipping together a funnel and just, hoping and crossing my fingers that that's the one funnel that I'm away from my 7 figures, I now can go through the process of understanding my audience so intimately because I asked them what they need, because I had open-ended conversations, 250 of them, to say, tell me about your business. Where are you running into bottlenecks? Like, tell me about your ad process that you're currently implementing. What does the vision for what you're trying to achieve look like? How are you planning on accomplishing that? So instead of me telling them what they needed, we just asked. And then all that information is a freaking gold mine. What?
Thank you. Because market research, I say it all the time. I'm like, you want to know what to sell? Talk to your audience. And I think people assume that when you get to a certain level, I'm going to use air quotes, but when you get to a certain level, apparently you don't need to do market research anymore because we can just tap into your brain. Like I can look at you and be like, right, okay, they're definitely struggling with list building right now. They're definitely struggling with call conversions. And it's just not true. The best salespeople on the internet, the best marketers on the internet are the ones who are going around doing the hard work. Because I bet nobody looks at you and goes, oh, wow, Amanda Bond. I bet what she is spending her day doing is having 250 conversations with people about her new course. But that's the reality. That's the non-sexy reality of building a sustainable business, is that you don't do the sexy stuff all the time. You spend the time on the bits that actually need work, that are going to contribute to that bottom line.
Yeah, it's so true. And the non-sexy stuff is what gets you better results than those flash in the pan people that we were talking about before, because they're not doing that, right? In going through this process in Messenger, which I'm now coining conversational selling, because we had 250 conversations, but the immediate byproduct of that was not only did I understand verbatim what they were going through, they were saying the exact words that we would then take and use as copy to express what kind of transformation you are going to experience inside of our program. And we made immediately $40,000 on the first round. And I think we spent, I know we spent $112 in ads to initiate those 250 conversations. So like, you want to talk about return on investment there? I'm going to do the math right now. 40 grand divided by 112. No biggie. For every dollar I gave Facebook, we just got back 357 in return. Like I would make that exchange all day, every day if that, if that can.
The thing, but the numbers. And again, it's part of the thing behind success are people who know their metrics, or who, like Amanda, have a calculator on hand, like at all times. But seriously, it's that kind of thing though. You can't expect to hit a goal if you don't know where you are. And that is the big scary thing about Facebook ads, is you can put money into there and people will tell you, oh, eventually it'll come out, eventually it'll come out. And if it's not, and you don't know where that is broken, you've absolutely thrown, thousands of dollars down the toilet.
Yeah. And it blew my mind. I actually put a post out on my Facebook page asking people to share the behind the scenes of one launch from broke. Who's living in a business that is literally one launch from broke? If this next launch doesn't go well, you might have to close up shop. And the stories that came from that, they broke my heart, because all of these people are listening to this bro marketing bullshit out there about shoving people through funnels and coercing them to do what you want them to do, that we've gotten so far away from giving a shit about humans and serving them with our marketing to help them achieve results, right? And so all of these people are so swept up in the marketing vehicle. They're chasing 6 figures, they're chasing 7 figures, and it's all crumbling down behind them because they're not taking the time to put the foundations in place. And for you listening, like, I just want to reassure you that it's okay for your sales process to take time to implement. It's okay for a funnel to take months upon months to get right. You don't have to throw something up hastily and hope it converts 7 seconds from now. It's okay to slow it down. We've been in this process for our own brand, and it's the reason I'm not scaling. I know how to run paid traffic. I've sold $2.8 million of a program for a client in the last 7 months alone. So I could be doing that for our program. However, it's more important to slow down, to put strong foundations in place, to then give yourself the freedom to scale up as needed, but profitably. That's where so many people are going wrong these days.
100%. I think we're also focused on the quick win, that we've forgotten what it actually looks like to create something that's sustainable. Yeah. And, you can't build a house in 2 weeks. So why would you try and build a business or anything else for that matter? Seriously, thank you so much. This has been just phenomenal. I'm like, I'm going to go back and relook at everything now and be like, what am I doing? Where am I going with this? You'll probably see me on Amanda's strategy course if you go there. It'll be one of those things you just...
Yeah, as long as you walk around with a calculator every day, you're fine.
Exactly. I'll get a pink one or something.
You'll be a star.
Where can people find you if they are thinking, right, now is the time to start revamping my Facebook ad strategy, or even start using Facebook ads and actually go for a person-to-person funnel experience? Where can they find you?
I would love if you checked out a blog post over on our site where we tell you about the current state of bro marketing. And then we're going to show you how to treat your customers like they're going through a customer journey, not like you're shoving them through a funnel. So you can find that blog post at theadstrategist.com/sell.
Yay! And that link is in the show notes for you there as well. So if you have enjoyed today's episode and you do want to tell me and Amanda just how great we are, which we'd appreciate because, ego stroking is a good thing. Yeah, anytime of the day, then please make sure you reach out on social media or leave us a review and let us know how our conversation was for you today. And obviously do make sure if you're interested in Facebook ads or learning to sell like a real human via Facebook ads, that you check out theadstrategist.com/sell for that amazing post on bro marketing. And I'll see you in the next episode.